Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Cowboys Storyline with Nick Eatman.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Cowboys Storyline. I'm Nick Eatman here. Tuesday, December the 3rd. Cowboys got a full week here before we take on the Cincinnati Bengals next Monday night. They're going to need it. It's been 11 days since they played in between games from the Giants to the Bengals, so the Cowboys, if anybody, needs it more than you can imagine with all these injuries. It does look kind of positive as the team is starting to get healthier each game here, and it's showing up on the scoreboard, showing up in the standings. Starting to get some players back. Of course, 4 weeks ago, getting Micah Parsons back. That was the first domino. Now you're starting to get Deron Bland. He's played 2 games. Brandon Cooks played a game. Looks like you're going to get Zach Martin, maybe Trayvon Diggs back. DeMarcus Lawrence still working on that, and probably not this game. I think Stephen Jones said it was a long shot for him to play this week, but still getting closer and closer, and maybe they can get him for the final 4 games of the season. It would be huge, especially against the run, which that's been an issue for this team all season long, stopping the run. Of course, this game with Cincinnati coming up, they got a running back and Brown, but I think it's Burrow and Chase and Higgins that you're going to have to worry about more than anything. So that's going to be the test. I think Burrow's the best quarterback that they've obviously have faced all year long. And when you look at the wins that they've had this year, the starting quarterbacks that have been out there, not your best guys, obviously, with Daniel Jones, who's not even on the Giants anymore, Justin Fields, who's not starting for Pittsburgh, Jayden Daniels, he could be Rookie of the Year, so that was a good win, and then of course Drew Lock, and I'm missing another win in there. Cleveland, Deshaun Watson, who's not starting, and he's on IR. So the only guy that's really the starter is Jayden Daniels, and you can argue he was not even 100%. All right, 888-855-2297 is the number to call. Michael in Bowling Green is first off. So, Michael, what's up?
Got a question for you, Nick.
Well, that's the show. That's what we do here.
Do you think Jerry should give Mike McCarthy a 4-year or a 5-year extension? Because I believe he should get an extension.
Why? Why would you give him an extension?
Well, won 12 games 3 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
This year, he's not going to win 12. But he had a new defensive coordinator. It took longer for the defense to really get going with the new thing. It's taken longer for the running back room to get going, 100 yards rushing last week. He's had more injuries than I can remember having. And he could still possibly win 10 games.
Yeah.
I believe he should get a long-term extension so he can finish what he's come here to do.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with you. I don't. Would you do it right now, or you want to see how this season goes? Or are you just saying this is a wash because it's the injuries and whatever it is what it is?
I think when they beat the Bengals and then they beat Carolina, I think right around there they need to go ahead and do it. Do it before the season's over.
Okay.
Just get all these people to just hush about, saying Dion, and I believe Dion's going to the Giants. I believe he's going to coach. I believe his son is going to get drafted by the Giants, and I think he's going to coach with the Giants. But I think they need to go ahead and do it. And I think the next few years are going to be. This is you always take when you got a 5-year thing or something with whatever. You always take the best and the worst out.
Yeah.
And then you average in the middle. What do you get when you take the best and the worst out? 3 12-win seasons.
Yeah. Well, 2 12-win seasons, right? Because you got to take that out.
No, didn't he have one? Didn't he have 1 year before the 312?
6-10, yeah, 6-10. So you would take, if you're taking out the best and the worst, you probably take out. They'll probably be better than that, better than 6-10. That was the last year of a 16-game schedule, so you'll probably take out his first 2 years, and now you've got 2 12-5s, and what this is. And if you're doing that, I mean that's good. Yeah, there's no doubt about it that his record is good enough to keep. There's a lot of teams out there that would love to have coaches with this record, but that isn't always the situation here. The expectations, you guys know, is higher than that. And so that would be the move. If they decide to get another coach, can he take them to a level that McCarthy hasn't taken them to? That would be the big question. And that's the dilemma that Jerry has in front of him. But, I appreciate the call. I don't think a lot of people share that opinion. A lot of the callers, I'd like to hear if they do. But I think he's got some work to do still. And if he does, if this team continues to get better with all the injuries that you have, I think you can make a case for it. But you have to, look at your fan base. You have to kind of read the room, if you will. And, that's not going to be like Michael, your opinion is probably in the minority of a lot of opinions out there of people that want to change, and that you can't just jump every time somebody wants to change. They don't really understand how all that works. And understand the importance of having the continuity like you have with a coach. But it's a great perspective though, and I appreciate you calling in to say that. All right, let's go to Greg in Sacramento, California. Greg.
Hey, good morning, Nick. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing? Good morning to you.
I'm doing well. I actually got in on my first call today. I tried calling in yesterday, but it was a no-go. But yeah, I got in today, so glad to be able to talk to you for a second.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
First off, I just want to say what you do. I can't remember his name. The guy that calls in and asks you like the really good trivia questions.
Yeah,
I really enjoy that. And it's, to me, like seeing you just pull those questions out right, like after you ask them. I have no idea how you do that. That's pretty amazing. I got to give you kudos on that.
Well, thank you.
Every time I hear you do that, I'm like, how?
I'll tell you how. You get D's and C's in your report card when you're like 5th and 6th grade, 7th grade, didn't care about school. I didn't care at all. All I cared about was the Cowboys. I love the Cowboys. I care about the Cowboys. I would watch the games 3 or 4 times and be like, it's Thursday. Why are you watching this game? And I'm like, because I just want to watch it again. Like, well, how about do your homework? I'm like, oh, okay.
Hey,
so
C's get degrees, though. C's get degrees,
right. D for diploma all day long. So, yeah. But I appreciate it, and I enjoy that too, and I appreciate the fact that the questions, like they're right. Some of them are really, really challenging. Some are right there, but I'm glad that they're not like super like what was the score of this game back in 1978 or something like that.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you knew it anyway. Though. I would not be.
maybe in the 80s. I can get some scores in the 80s and 90s, but not 70s. I don't know. What's up? What's up, Greg?
Cool. Anyway. So I just wanted to say, here's another game, right? I called in on, sometime last week, and I called in and talked about how Rico Dowdle, when he has those games above, 80-plus yards rushing, so far we've won all those games. Mm-hmm. So here's another one, his best rushing game, and we won pretty, I would say pretty dominantly. Like maybe at the end, we kind of let off the gas a little, but I mean, it seems like running the ball through Rico is kind of giving the team some juice. So I really, it seems like I hope Mike Mike McCarthy was listening to StoryLine, and I want to take credit for making sure that he runs the ball through Rico. I don't know, but and then I had another question for you, and I think you were absolutely right when I asked you this earlier in the season. So I called like maybe, I don't know if it was after game 1 or 2 or something like that. And I asked you which defensive group did you think was going to do the best, the D-line, the secondary, or the linebackers? And you told me whatever group Micah's in. And I got to say again, you're exactly right again. Like I really feel like Micah makes not just his defensive linebacker group, but like the whole defensive unit. He makes it better just by being there. So I just wanted to give you another kudos on that. You're exactly right there.
Yeah.
And then one other thing was, I also have been saying that it's not over till it's over. I mean, I saw on the ticker the other day in the game, one of these games, that the Cowboys are now in the hunt, and they're actually on that list. And I know it's still slim. I know chances are still slim, Nick. Like, I'm not going to, hold my breath, but it's not over till it's over, right? I mean,
all right, yeah.
So that's kind of all I got. Just kudos and
thanks.
It was a great game.
Thanks for the call, Greg, and I appreciate it. And you're right. I mean, if it's not true, then take him off the screen. Take him off the screen for the in the hunt. They are. I mean, that's what it is. They got a lot of hunting to do still, but just the next 3 games are against opponents that don't have a winning record, and so the Bengals are 4-8, and I get it. They're a team that looks better than 4-8, but what's funny is that, like, if we were to say that here, if you just say that, like, the Cowboys are probably a little bit better than that, than 5-7 when you look at all the injuries. You'll be so quick to the Bill Parcells says you are what you are. That's what Bill Parcells says. You are what you are. I'm like, oh, okay, 5-7 then. But somehow the Bengals at 4-8. I mean, this team may go to the Super Bowl at 4-8. I mean, they aren't what they are apparently. And I like I just said, that's the best quarterback you're going to face all season long. The best passing game, but something's not working. I mean, I don't know what it is, but they got a lot of common opponents with the Cowboys. They're not beating the Steelers. They're not beating the Ravens either. And maybe you say, well, the eye test is different. Fine, but they're not winning any games. So I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, but at 4-8, like, let's calm down on how great they are. They find ways to lose. I know that, and we'll see if that happens on Monday night. Cowboys then take Carolina. After that, the Bucs are 6-6, and they just those two played an overtime game against each other. So, I mean, like, those 3 games, this team hasn't showed consistency to go out and win, which would be 5 in a row. That's not what this team has been. They're going to have to show a level of consistency that they haven't shown all year. But at least the schedule kind of matches up for them to do that. All right, Rob, what's up? Rob in Vegas.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was great. And you?
It was very good. I mean, food was great. The company was great. And I told you the Cowboys were going to – the game wasn't as close as the score. For some reason, we like to bring the other team, let the other team have hope. But, no, I thought that –
yeah, the defense allows that to happen there, and we've seen it now 2 games in a row. But still, both games should have been 27-20. Well, actually, the Giant game probably shouldn't have been 27-20. But Washington, that's what that should have been. If you just tackle McLaurin, if he's not running around all over the place, should have been 27-20 also. But
that was nuts.
Yeah, what's up, man?
I like Michael from Bowling Green, but there's no way you bring Mike McCarthy back unless he gets 10 wins, like he said.
You got to run out?
Got to win out, get to the playoffs, win a playoff game. Because 12-5 sounds great only if you go to the NFC Championship game or you get past the first round. Other than that, no. He's had 5 years. It's funny, we forget about the first year. But he's had 5 years to get the job done. You don't get it done in 5 years, it's time to move on.
Well, hold on, Rob, hold on. So if you don't get the job done in 5 years, it's time to move on. So what is the job for you, and what do you think the job is for Jerry? The job,
You have to get this team, the way it's constructed, the way you have top 10 quarterback, the receiver, you should be getting to minimum second round of the playoffs every year, unless there's major injuries like this year. But this team is built to win now, and getting knocked out in the first round consistently is not getting the job done. 5 years is long enough, and now whoever's going to take this team over has another 5 years. Dak is under contract. CD's on the contract. Mike will be on the contract. This team has a lot of great pieces. It just needs a little tweaking. That's why I would like to see them keep Brock Hoffman in and let Zach Martin sit the bench. As great as Zach Martin was, he's not anymore. Just like Tyron Smith, when he left, you saw what happened in the Jets. He looks awful. Now he's out. You have to look for the future. You have a head start on next year by playing him this year, the rest of the games. And so far, he's outplayed Zach Martin. So roll with it, because if he shows that he's good enough, that's one position now you don't have to fill with either free agency or the draft. So to me, I'm sorry, Mike McCarthy had his shot, and Mike Bowling said something about what a running it. Well, he's the play caller. He's not only the head coach; he's the play caller. He wanted the job. He wanted to take over the play calling. So now he owns everything. So I just feel there's no way that Jerry Jones could sell Mike McCarthy to the fan base if we win 6 games. I think the Cincinnati game is going to be very hard. I think Joe Burrow may be the second or third best quarterback in the league. And you could tell by the line, I think the line's 6 points, which is really 9, because the home field advantage is usually worth 2 points.
Yeah, I have a hard time thinking it would be 9 if they were playing up there.
I just
don't
think
so.
I think the Cowboys are going to have a tough game because we don't beat good quarterbacks. And the Cooper Rush, Joe Burrow thing that's why the point spread is the way it is. It's like the Grand Canyon between those two. But no, if they make a run,
you know what else is the Grand Canyon? Their offense and their defense. I mean,
true.
I mean,
but that's the
what's
key.
going on?
Offense,
What's going? I get it. The offense. I mean, but they're giving up a lot of points too. So
they are. I think I saw a stat. Their last 3 games, they scored 99 points and lost all 3. So, but that's the key.
Yeah.
I think they'll score. Can we score? Can we take advantage of that bad defense?
Yeah.
I hope they do. And like I said, I would love to keep Mike McCarthy because that means, like I said, he made it to the playoffs, maybe won a game, and I mean it was a miracle. But no, I don't see. Jerry
I mean, to me, if this team wins out and goes 10-7, gets to the playoffs, I mean, no, he give him an extension. I don't care what happens in the playoffs. To me, you get an extension because think about it. And I know it doesn't count. This sounds like stuff Wade Phillips used to say, but if you get to 10-7, that means the last 3 or 4 games of the season are playoff games, and you're winning them, and because they're, it's the do or die situation, and so, you would get some credit in my book. You'd get credit for that, but
I give you that. If he, like I said, if he could make that kind of run,
again,
a backup quarterback,
that would be huge. But
then yes.
I think we all know that's probably not going to happen. Again, this team has had a hard time getting consistent for 4 quarters. I can't imagine a whole month. But
and
we'll
you
see.
said it. You said it as soon as you got on. We have to be honest as Cowboy fans. The teams we beat had some of the worst quarterbacks in the league. So until you show me you can beat a top guy, and this guy is
he's elite. There's no doubt.
Number 2, he's either it's Mahomes and him and Allen, or Mahomes, Allen, and him.
Can't disagree.
So,
don't disagree there.
So let's see what happens. I mean, they got a shot. They're rolling. Unfortunately, they got a couple of bad injuries last week to the young guys in the defensive backfield. So I don't know how that's going to shake out. But hey, like you said, there's always a chance.
All right, Rob. Appreciate the call. Let's go to break here on Cowboys Storyline. We'll be right back to answer some more questions and calls.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together. And we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Cowboys Storyline.
It's that time of the year for the youth football and youth dance camps presented by Invisalign. We got the dance camps with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders on December 27th, and then former NFL players will be there for the football camps on the 23rd and the 27th. Register today at dallascowboys.com/camps. All right, back here on Cowboys Storyline, we got AD in Atlanta. AD, what's up, man?
Hey, how y'all doing today?
Good, how are you?
Can't complain. I just want to add to it. I agree that if he does go 10-7, we have to give him the extension. I mean, we went through worse with the 10 years with Garrett, so I think we have to. But there's a chance we might have to. He gets this extension without the 10-7. That's kind of what I wanted to call about. But I feel like you guys have brought it to the point where we really need to just focus on the Bengals.
Sure.
If we win this game, I think it really will propel us in a different direction, but obviously a lot of people believe we're going to lose this game. So that's really what I wanted to share. Y'all have a blessed, beautiful day, and let's see how we do with this pivotal game of the season.
All right. Well, thank you so much, AD. I appreciate that. Appreciate the call. I always feel a little bad when they hold longer than the actual call. So thank you for doing that, and I do. We talk about it all the time: get in, get out, let others get in. But I appreciate AD, appreciate the call, and you're right, so right. We're getting ahead of ourselves because that's what people do. They are always talking about next year, or the playoffs, or the draft, or whatever. So it's this game. This game will tell us a lot about what's going to happen with this season. I think if the Cowboys figure out a way to beat the Bengals, which is going to be a challenge, of course, but if they beat the Bengals, then I think you can say, all right, well, what's happening here? Because it's Carolina next on the road, then it's the Bucs. These are games that you would think they could win, especially if you go beat the Bengals. They continue to get guys back healthy, as long as you don't lose guys as well. I mentioned earlier in the show some players coming back. I think Jake Ferguson's actually in that list too, even though Schoonmaker's playing really well too. I mean, that's something that's been really positive here is you're getting your draft class from last year is all of a sudden starting to look pretty decent, if not good. I mean, we'll because Overshown looks really good. Overshown in the third round looks like a great draft pick. And you had to you lost him for his rookie season, so this is still his first year, and from what we're seeing, he just looks so dynamic. What an awesome player he looks like he's going to be, because he's already really, really great. And then I think Schoonmaker's coming on strong. I think the injury to Ferguson opened the door for him to kind of be a starter, and he's doing a nice job. He's catching the ball. Again, he's never going to be that guy, I don't think, that's going to get 10 catches for 120 yards or, like a Kelsey or Kittle type game. I don't think that's him, but I think it's, as a solid number two with Ferguson, I think they can be a really good combination. And then of course, Mozzie Smith, I think, is playing really well too. All right, let's go to Austin. He's in Fort Myers, Florida. Austin.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Good, man. Who else is from Fort Myers, Florida? Like all time, like the most famous Cowboy from Fort Myers, Florida. Is there one?
Oh man, you are killing me right now because I have not lived here for very long, so I'm not familiar with the Fort Myers lore. So
That's okay. That's okay. There's a guy that coaches Colorado, and he played at corner for the Cowboys. His name's Deion Sanders. He was kind of from Fort Myers, Florida, but that's okay. If you're not from there your whole life, you wouldn't maybe not know that.
I am actually learning for the first time that he's from Fort Myers right this second.
That's okay.
I knew he was from South Florida, but for some reason when people say South Florida, I always assume the other side of the state. So
all good. I thought you might know that. That's good. Deion Sanders, Fort Myers, Florida. Anyways, what's up, man? How are you?
Yeah, I know you were talking about folks getting in, getting out, but I don't want to go on a long soliloquy, but I do want to start by saying I appreciate you guys, appreciate Chris, and, of course, Derek for kind of, setting all this up.
Sure.
I've been listening to you guys since the days of the lunch break, you, Derek, Dia Wall, then Josh Ellis.
Wow.
Way back when. I was sneaking out of college class to give you guys a call and then downloading the files on my computer so I could listen to them. So,
nice.
Way back when. So
is this your first call here on this show?
Yes, sir. Yeah, this is my first call on this show.
Chris?
Yeah. No, what you guys do is pretty incredible, and I appreciate it, and I know it's probably grueling, especially in the season, but it really gives us, especially at the time I started listening to you guys, I was going through a challenging time. My mom was diagnosed with cancer, and really gave me an outlet to be able to focus on some other stuff, something that felt a little less important, a little more fun. So I appreciate what you guys do.
Well, we appreciate you as well.
But having said that, I do want to get your thoughts because I know a theme of this show for this season has been telling fans how to fan. And I do want to say last year I had a moment during Thanksgiving, and it reminded me this Thanksgiving. That's why I called in is last year, Thanksgiving game was incredible. Dak was throwing, I think, 4 touchdowns. Darren Bland set the pick-6 record. And I was having an absolute blast watching that game. There's nothing more fun than sitting on Thanksgiving watching the Cowboys win. And win like that with so many fun things going on the team. And I was looking around at my family, and everybody in my family was pretty muted. And I was like, what's going on? Are you guys not enjoying this? And they said, well, let's see what they do in the playoffs. They're just going to break our hearts again in the playoffs. And in that moment, I was like, man, this is fun. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy the week to week. Who cares? We'll get there when we get there. Have fun. Enjoy it. And I'll be honest, this season I feel pretty vindicated with that mentality because week to week it has been, for parts of the season, not very fun. And, there's no point in looking ahead when you can't enjoy it week to week. And so last week and then, of course, over Thanksgiving, just having fun week to week, kind of taking each week as it comes and just enjoying the moment, to me is life's too short. It's too much to be disappointed by an entire 18-week process or really year-round process listening to you guys. And then, off season and everything else. And then getting to one game in the playoffs and being like, well, the whole thing didn't matter.
Right. No,
so,
I agree.
Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to say that. And then, I know we're talking now playoff push and everything else, if possible. But to me, last year, the Cowboys went on their run. I might be the only person outside of Isaiah Standback that that's also a University of Washington Huskies fan, as well as a Cowboys fan. And they were making their run last year to the championship game. And let me tell you, this week has been wildly different. This year, has been wildly different. And you look back and it's like, well, both seasons didn't really end exactly how I wanted them to end. But the week to week was so much fun that life is too short for me to just be looking forward to the playoffs, looking forward to the draft, looking forward to next year and year after that and all that. Week to week, beating up on the Giants on Thanksgiving, there's nothing better than that. So anyway, that's all I really have to say. I know it's not a question, but I appreciate it.
All right, Austin. Well, we appreciate you. Thank you for the call and the perspective there. A Washington Husky fan in Fort Myers, Florida. I don't think you can get further away from your team, but that's what's great about today's world. You can watch every game and you keep up with them on the internet, just like you guys do here with this show as well. All right, let's. Thanks for the call, Austin. I think he was first-time caller, so we appreciate that. There we go. All right, let's go to Lewis in Langston, Oklahoma. Lewis.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, man.
Miss you guys. I haven't been able to talk and listen, man. My new job got me busy.
Been a while, yeah. Been a little bit. Glad to have you back. What's going on?
Yeah, not much, man. Trying to beat this cold weather. That's what I'm trying to do.
All right. Well, it's in Oklahoma. It can't be that bad.
No, yes, it is.
Is okay. Well, I saw the Buffalo game. Is it Buffalo? Is it Buffalo in San Francisco? Is that what it is?
You know what? You win. You win because it ain't Buffalo.
I'm kidding. I know Oklahoma actually borders Missouri, and I did see the Missouri game this week. It was definitely a lot of snow there, so it's probably not bad. Then we're not talking weather, Lewis. What's up? What's going on, man?
Not much, man. I've been meaning to get in here, but like I said, with the new job, I've been trying to call, but just been busy. But kind of been riding the roller coaster with the team, my highs and my lows. And I was trying to get in before Thanksgiving to give thanks to all you guys because y'all keep my day going, keep my week going, listening to you guys and analyzing football and stuff like that. So I appreciate y'all. And really, I just wanted to come and give ever since I've been calling since this summer, I've been calling trying to see what the big boys up front gonna do. And I want to give a big shout out to Mozzie and Limbaugh and them. They've been playing a lot better, which has definitely freed up the linebackers. And I know a lot of it has to do with Michael Parsons being on the field because you have to account for him all the time. But I've been seeing Mozzie and Limbaugh do a lot of pushing, making a lot of moves, which helps them out a lot more. And this is not to take away from anybody else, but just watching him grow. And I'm not saying he's going to be the greatest world beater in the world, but from where he started to where he's at now, I wanted to give him a little bit of praise. And so that's all I really wanted to go with that today.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you, Lewis, for the call. You're right. I mean, Ozzie Smith is playing better, and I understand he had a long ways to go to because the bar was pretty low there early on, but he's playing with some attitude. He's playing with some confidence, and I think that helps everybody. And I mentioned him and Schoonmaker together. They're always going to be linked together. They're the first two picks of that draft, both from Michigan. So they're going to be linked together, and they both didn't have great rookie seasons. So what we're seeing out of this second year for both of them, and I think confidence is the key. The door was open with them, whether it be an injury or just an opportunity to start, and they're taking advantage of it. And unlike most skill positions, Mozzie's just never going to have a lot of stats. You got to know the game. You got to be able to watch it and see what he's doing, and he is showing up a little bit more, which is definitely a good sign for him. Let's go to break here one more time on Cowboys Storyline. We'll be right back after this.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Alltech Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit alltechlansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's ALTECLANSING.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Alltech Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline.
Amanda Foster has been named your 2024 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year, presented by Captain Morgan for her dedication to the team. Vote for Amanda to be named the ultimate NFL Fan of the Year at NFL.com/Fan of the Year. All right, let's keep it rolling here. We've got Zach in Atlanta. Zach, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Nick? How are you?
I'm good. That's 2 calls from Atlanta today.
That's what I'm saying. That's actually why I called. I think it was AD in Atlanta.
Yeah.
AD. Hey, man, find me on Twitter. Let's link up and watch a game as the season turns the corner to the end. I'd love to catch up, man, and
that's awesome.
Celebrate some good times. Let's do it.
That would be cool.
Find me on Twitter, man. I'm active in the Storyline
AD
space.
Zach. Connect.
Yeah, AD, Zach AD. Okay, quick review. I said I think Micah was going to have a breakout game. Not breakout game, but, Micah's going to be Micah on Thanksgiving.
Right.
He was, but Overshown, that's my guy. Overshown is a Tasmanian Devil. He's crazy.
He's a dude, man.
Yeah, probably one of the top 3 plays of the year after the Turpin kickoff return. That was just awesome, man.
Turpin and Tolbert. Turpin, Tolbert, Overshown.
And then Tolbert, exactly.
Those are the 3. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, so a few weeks ago you were playing the game. If you could guarantee a win against anyone, I kind of misunderstood that. I thought you were saying, like, hey, just look at the schedule, look at our talent. Who are we going to beat?
Oh, yeah. No, if you could mark one down, anyone, you get a free one.
Yeah.
Eagles,
so, I mean, hey, it's Philly 10 out of 10 times.
It's Philly. It's always
Philly. I said the Bengals, though. I said the Bengals because I was misinterpreting the game. But you know what, Nick? If we beat the Bengals this week, I'm drinking from the same Kool-Aid that Anthony and Michael and Randy, all those guys.
Careful with Randy careful with Randy and Anthony, man. I don't know what they're drinking all the time, but
hey, but pour me a glass if we beat the Bengals. So maybe, I mean, I'm trying to have fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see the team win. Are we going to be a threat in the playoffs? No. But we wait all year for the games. Let's win the games. That's the ultimate goal.
I'll say this. I'll say this. And again, we're like pole vaulting ahead of
we are.
But if this team somehow figures out a way to beat the Bengals and beats Carolina, Tampa Bay, somehow beats the Eagles and then Washington, you're going to see those guys on those pregame shows. They're going to be like, nobody wants to face the Cowboys right now. So they would be a scary team going into it. But let's beat the Bengals. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
We'll get there when we get there.
Right.
And then my parting thought: we're playing the Bengals, of course, on Monday night. Can you share about Terrence Newman and or Cheeto Awuzie? Cheeto just seemed like a guy. He was always in the right place, but he never made the play. Seemed like people were making highlight catches on him all the time. And then Terrence Newman, of course, he was just fantastic for us and bounced around and played for the Bengals as well. So have a good one, man.
All right.
Thanks to you and
Thank you.
Take care.
Yeah. I don't know why you didn't mention Roy Williams. He played for the Bengals as well. Cheeto Awuzie, man, I don't have a ton of stories on him. I remember like 5 years into it or 4 years into it, he finally told us one day in the locker room that that's not my name. That's not how you say it. We were like Cheeto Awuzie. It's just Awuzie. We're like, oh, okay. It was like it's seriously like his 4th year. He was solid player. Not didn't live up to the draft stats. Wasn't as good as Jordan Lewis, who was picked in the next round after him. Now Terrence Newman, really, really great athlete. And I'll never forget when he told me one time that because a lot of talk on Terrence was that he was an older player. They drafted him at 25 years old. 25 rookie, 25-year-old rookie. And I remember him saying after his 2nd year, okay, so I was 25. Well, in 10 years, I'll be 35 and I'll be a better athlete than all of y'all. True. And he was. And he played 15 years. So he played 9 for the Cowboys, 3 for Minnesota, 3 for the Bengals. And what a great career. And I know that he's not just a great player. He's a great friend to our guy, Chris Beam. He was in his wedding. They were really, really good friends. And so Terrence was that kind of guy, just down to earth, didn't care who you are, if you played, if you didn't play, what you did. He was a people person. And so he's a really, really good dude. Hadn't seen him a whole lot here lately. I think he lives way out, maybe California. But I wish he came around more. He was a fun guy. All right, let's go to Josh in Chicago.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
What's up, man?
Not too much, man. 2 days in a row, 3. They call it a streak in baseball, right? So maybe we'll get that this weekend too.
Yeah, you're hot. You got a hot streak going.
That's right. Hey, so I got 2 points I just want to make really quick. First one, Lester, I think yesterday was talking about Emmett, and I know everyone always talks about the yards, right? The total yards. But I think what people forget too is he has like 23 NFL records, and some of those are just like longevity of like most consecutive seasons with like 1,000 yards. But he also had that season with 25 touchdowns, which is just insane, especially nowadays with a running back. So I think that's something that Emmett should get more love on, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, 100% agree that just he didn't get hurt. He didn't get hurt very very often. If he did, it wasn't that serious. And he was able to play through it and give that team a level of consistency for a whole decade. It was amazing.
Yep, definitely tough. And then this weekend, I think Cincinnati is probably going to be like the toughest test they've had in a while, especially with that offense. And I really hope we can get Trayvon Diggs back, finally see all three of these cornerbacks together on the field, and see what they can do against a really high-powered offense with some, good receivers and a good quarterback.
Yeah.
So, thanks, Nick.
Thanks for the call, Zach. Or Josh. Oh, my bad. Thanks for the call, Josh, and I really appreciate the insight there. Yes, this is going to be a really good challenge for this defense, and that's why it's good to have. They're playing well right now, and they should be rested. And I think what you're seeing out of Zimmer and the blitzes and the disguise, this team's really kind of buying into some things, and you're really seeing Micah move around a lot, and I think that's been a key to those guys kind of just figuring out where he's going to be and where to line up, and the other guys are hitting home as well. Chauncey Golston, I think, is playing really well for his role. Let's go one more caller here. Robbie in Cocoa Beach, Florida. Robbie, what's up?
What's up, Nick? I know I got to be quick, so I'll try to be fast. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid yet, but man, I'd sure like to.
But you're pouring a glass, though, right? You got the glass out.
No, I didn't say that yet either, my friend. But I'd like to. How about that? I'm thinking about it.
I mean, we all drink the Kool-Aid here. Like that's the thing. Like it's always stocked here. With the that's what the show is. That's why you guys call.
I'm good with it then. Yeah, pour me a glass.
Okay.
I want to agree with the caller and disagree with Rob. I think McCarthy should get another chance. I don't know what the fan base thinks, and I think it shouldn't be our decision. It should be the coaches and the GM, Jerry.
Oh, it will be. It won't be our decision. You're right. But I
hope he doesn't take our consideration to an effect going, oh, well, they don't like him or they this.
Well,
I hope he makes a business decision, which I assume he does.
Robbie, you would have fired him 2 years ago if that was the case. If you're listening to every radio show host or every fan that gets mad about the playoff loss, you would have fired him a long time ago. So, he's done that. He's listened to some of the loud fan base in the past, and he's regretted it. He's regretted firing Chan Gailey. He regretted firing Wade Phillips. So. It's gonna have to really, really be a tough situation for him to move on, and this is the last year of his contract. Doesn't have to fire him at all.
That's true. I hope he retains him. I think McCarthy's got the right mentality. I think continuity breeds winning football.
I agree with that, and also developing players, and we're seeing these guys develop, and he's won a Super Bowl. I mean, he's done that. And if you think for a second that Aaron Rodgers was the reason he won a Super Bowl, then tell me why nobody else has figured out this Jedi Knight over there in Aaron Rodgers and how to win a Super Bowl. I mean, no one else has done it.
I agree 100%.
So
yes, sir.
I hate that narrative that it wasn't him, it was Aaron Rodgers. Well, who else? Who else is? I mean, he's not winning anywhere else. So, anyways, all right.
All right, thanks,
Robbie,
Nick.
Thank you for the call. Good stuff, guys. Appreciate it. It's been another fun show. We'll be back tomorrow to do it again. So for Chris Beam, I'm Nick Eatman. See you tomorrow on Cowboys Storyline.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?